Hi, everyone. It is a very sad episode and a very sad week. It's Ashley, the worst half of the Summers twins, and Aspen, the most elderly half of the Summers twins. That's true. That is true. That is 100% accurate.
You are elderly.
Yeah, but in a couple minutes you'll be elderly also.
Yeah, but then you'll be even more elderly.
I know. You know how people say you've got one foot in the grave?
Mm-hmm.
Got all the way up to my hips in the grave.
I'm sure everyone else who's older than you listening to this is gonna.
Well,
it's just different.
It's different. People are always like, 20 is not old. Wait till you're 50. But it's not the same because it's like the trajectory of your life. Like by the time you're 50, it's not like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I'm 50. It's like
49 isn't that much different than 50.
Yeah, but 19 is like teens. And then the second you're 20, then you're literally not a kid. And
20, can you believe that? 20?
Yeah.
That's so old.
I don't know how that happened. I honestly think that people are lying to us. Okay, so if you don't know, you can't tell yet, this episode is about our birthday because it is our 20th episode, which happens to be our 20th birthday was June 17th.
Our 20th birthday was June 17th, but we're recording this on June 14th.
Yeah, so you're listening to this pre-Aspen and Ashley being elderly.
They're listening to it in the future.
That's so weird.
Like, we're 19, but they're listening to it when we're 20.
I know.
Ooh, that's weird. Comment below and tell us what the future's like.
Yeah.
Do we survive to be 20?
Let's hope.
I know, that would be sad.
That would be really sad. But the way I've been driving lately, you never know.
That's true. Don't let our parents hear that.
So anyway, we were at one of the classes that we're teaching. When we were there, one of the kids was asking how old we were. And Ashley said, we're almost 20. And they were like, you're in your 20s? And I was like, that's true. We're going to be in our 20s.
Yeah, that's like full-blown real-life adult. Like, people talk about adults and say like, oh yeah, she's in her 20s. And I just don't feel like an adult. I don't feel like someone in her 20s. I feel like someone in her early 10s.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm 13 or 14.
I so vividly remember the weeks before our 13th birthday when I thought my life was going to be over.
I know, and you're always like, I shouldn't have felt this way about turning 12 because 12 was fine, but 13 is really old.
Uh-huh.
And maybe I'll feel this way about 21, but I also feel like from now on, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, I'm just old and that's it. I just feel so much younger that, I mean, not really, because sometimes I feel like I'm smack dab in the middle of adulthood, like midlife. But I also feel like a kid, and I always just think, this is gonna sound really weird, but like every year on my birthday, I think like I just have to get past this birthday and then I'm gonna be younger again. Don't you ever just feel like you just are like waiting for when you're gonna turn younger, but you're always just gonna keep getting older? And that's just kind of sad, you know, if you don't want to get older and you just have to keep getting older. And sometimes you just want to stay how old you are for a while. You don't get to enjoy it because you just keep getting older.
No, it's so unfair.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that 21 will be fine because, I mean, I'm sure I won't be excited about it, but that's like a big birthday because it's your drinking age or whatever. But then 22, then you're going to be like, okay, well now I've hit all the milestones.
Yeah.
Now you're waiting till 50 is your next big birthday, I feel like.
I feel like 25 is kind of a big one.
I don't think anybody thinks 25 is a milestone.
Okay, well
all.
then 30 is a milestone.
Yeah, 30 is. 40 is too. We did a lot of over the hill stuff for our parents, which our parents are going to be 50 next year, and I have 5,000 funny 50th birthday cakes saved on my Pinterest.
Ooh, fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Aspen, how did this happen?
I don't know.
We used to just be kids, and now we're just old. Like, I just kind of want to forget about my age. I feel like it doesn't stress me out unless I think about it. Sometimes I'm really happy to be a grown-up, but sometimes I just really miss being a kid, and I'm just not ready to be a grown person. You know?
Yes, I agree.
It's just, I just can't comprehend it.
Okay, so
We should move on and not just listen to me complain.
yeah, I was going to change the subject when I said about all the cakes I have on Pinterest, but then it didn't really, then you kept talking.
I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up.
So I'll change the subject now. Do you have a favorite birthday cake that you've had?
My favorite birthday cake was, when we were 4 and we made those Dora cakes. We were so proud of ourselves because we frosted them.
I forgot about that. I think we actually did a pretty good job on those because, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but from the pictures I've seen, they weren't, you know how when you give kids sprinkles and they pour the whole bottles? They didn't look like they were overly sprinkled out, just the perfect amount of sprinkles.
I also, I think we were turning 8, and we were obsessed with this movie, Barbie and a Mermaid Tale, and my mom made us this Barbie and a Mermaid Tale cake with a mermaid Barbie, and it was like decorated to look like the beach. And
yeah, she used blue fruit roll-ups to be waves or the ocean, and then she used graham cracker crumbs to be the sand, and then she had Swedish fish as like fish in the ocean. It was so cute.
And then we got to keep the mermaid Barbie. We were really excited about that.
That was probably the most exciting part.
And I really liked the cake you made me last year because I really like ice cream cake, and my favorite cake is Betty Crocker gluten-free chocolate cake. And I'm not even gluten-free, but that cake is just so good.
It is. It's the best. I'm not a big chocolate cake person, and especially not a big boxed cake mix person, but that cake is so good.
So Aspen made me for my birthday a gluten-free Betty Crocker chocolate cake with homemade cookies and cream frozen yogurt in the middle, and then this really good Cool Whip frosting.
It was shaped like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah. It was shaped like Minnie Mouse, wasn't it?
I thought it was Mickey.
Oh, I thought it was pink, so I guess I assumed it was Minnie.
Maybe it was Minnie then.
But either way, it was really cute, and it was very yummy. I very much enjoyed it. What was your favorite birthday cake?
Well, I was going to say the Barbie and a Mermaid Tale one, but also one year our mom made this butterfly cake. I don't remember what kind of cake it was or anything, but I just remember that it was really cool the way that she did it.
Yeah. I think it was vanilla and chocolate cake because you wanted vanilla and I wanted chocolate. And then it had that 7-minute frosting.
Yeah, that's the best frosting.
And it was pink and purple. And it had sprinkles.
When we were 1, we got smash cakes like most 1-year-olds. And my parents just got normal cakes with buttercream frosting, and then it turned out that we were very allergic to buttercream frosting. We're always on the hunt for good frostings that aren't buttercream. So there's this 7-minute, I think it's also Betty Crocker, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Betty Crocker,
you should sponsor us.
Yeah. But it's called, I don't know if it's actually called 7-minute frosting, but it's this Betty Crocker frosting that's like meringue, and then it's called 7-minute frosting because you whip it for 7 minutes, and it's really good. You don't
microwave the water for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I did that once and it all evaporated.
We found homemade versions of that recipe that we've made that are really good. And then the Cool Whip pudding frosting that I made was really good. And then we've discovered some really strange frosting things, like using avocado and then putting brown sugar and cocoa powder. You can't tell it's avocado at all. It's so good.
And when I made that Greek yogurt frosting with the dark chocolate.
That's what I was going to say,
too. I found this Greek yogurt frosting.
Well, I made it, too, at this, because we were doing a baking contest, and we both made it.
No, I thought I made a different one than you did.
Oh, well, I kind of made up the recipe, but I think I used the same recipe that you used. I referred to it, but then I kind of made it up.
Well, anyways, it was like Greek yogurt and melted chocolate and sugar, and it was so good because it was like dark chocolate, so it wasn't super sweet, and it piped so perfectly.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And it was chock full of protein, so it was basically like eating a healthy meal.
We have this problem because everyone in my family has their birthday dessert. Like, my dad really likes this thing called dump cake, which is this really good chocolate cake with this fudgy frosting, and so he has that every year on his birthday. And my mom always has angel food cake on her birthday because that's her favorite dessert. And we make the best gluten-free angel food cake, by the way. And then Ashley, recently, in the past 5-ish years or something, her dessert is she always wants an ice cream cake. But I don't have a dessert because my favorite cakes are angel food cake and ice cream cake. And then after that would probably be dump cake. And then I can't think of any other dessert that I just love so much that I would want to be like my birthday dessert that I have every year, which my dad was like, well, you can just use the same as someone else's, but, you know, I want to be unique and I can't think of anything.
You know what, though? Since we're 20, pretty soon we're going to live on our own and have our own families, so you can pick one of those and that'll just be yours for, like, your kids will make you an angel food cake or an ice cream cake or whatever.
That's true, but that's really sad that we won't. I think what we'll do is we'll spend our birthdays, like, we'll celebrate our birthdays with our families, but then you and I are always going to have our own birthday celebration together, or, like, we can get our families together, but we kind of have to do our thing, you know?
Yeah. And with our parents.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave them out. Because they're the only people that listen to our podcast.
Yeah, so for our birthday, if you want to give us a birthday present, you can share a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about your favorite birthday?
My favorite birthday. I'm going to talk about this for a long time, so everyone get ready.
This is both of our favorite birthdays, so she'll talk for both of us.
Oh, well, I can pause in the middle and you can tell the rest. Okay, my favorite birthday was our 12th birthday because this is what happened. So our birthday is on June 17th, and on June 7th, we went to the pet store because they were having a shelter there with rescue dogs, and I really was in love with dogs then, and my mom and my sister didn't really like dogs, and so my dad took me there to see the dogs, and it was just supposed to be like a fun thing for us to go pet the dogs, and then we were going to leave. But then we got a dog, which I never in a million years thought was going to happen. So we got my little pumpkin. They sent my mom and I a text with a picture of the dog, and they were like, you have to come meet this dog. And now we have Pumpkin, but it was just like shocking. Like I never thought we were going to get a dog, and I had wanted a dog more than anything except for a little sister. So we brought home our little Pumpkin, and the same day, June 7th, was the Tony Awards, which that was the first year that I watched them live, because when I was 11 was when I became like really obsessed with Broadway. That was like my Broadway phase. So I was so excited to watch the Tony Awards. And then I just spent the whole night watching the Tony Awards with my little Pumpkin and my new dog. He wasn't supposed to be allowed on the couch, but he wouldn't stay off of it the first night. So then he got to watch the Tony Awards from the couch, and he hasn't gone off since. Yeah, and I was just holding my new dog, and it was just crazy. And then, I don't know if it was the next day. I think it was the next day. The musical Wicked was in town on the national tour, and there was this mall by us that was doing this Wicked thing, and so we went, and they had costumes from the original Broadway show and props and stuff in this little museum thing in the middle of the mall, and then they had the actors playing Glinda and Elphaba there, and they did a performance, and then we got to meet them and get their autographs. And so that was really cool because, like I said, this was my major Broadway phase. So then my dad took us to some party that had something to do with their foundation or something. It was at Children's Hospital. It was a NICU reunion. Oh, it was? Well, I thought, but we weren't born at Children's Hospital. No, we weren't. So I don't know what it was. It was something at Children's Hospital, and we were there forever, and we were kind of bored because we thought we were just going to go for a little while. And then after that, then he decided we had to go to the car wash, and we were like, oh my gosh, why are we being gone so long? We have stuff to do to prepare for each other's birthday and whatever. Then we came home from that, and turns out he was just stalling because we got home and the door was... Oh, the thunder! It's Grandma saying hi! Aww! The door was locked. But, like, the door when you come in from the garage, which is never locked. So we were like, what is happening? So we thought maybe my mom just locked it on accident. And then the door opened, and there was my grandma. The only thing I wanted for my birthday that year, besides a dog, but I didn't really think that was going to happen. I just kept saying, well, I think both of us kept saying that all we wanted was for my grandma and grandpa to come visit. That was the only thing on my birthday list. They came out and surprised us. And they brought our little cousin, so that was very fun and exciting because we had no idea they were coming. And every time we would say we wanted them to come, my parents would be like, that's not going to happen this year. So a few days later, my dad took me shopping for Aspen's birthday present, my dad just was taking me to all these stores and kept being like, is there anywhere else you need to go? What else do you need? Do you need a card for her? Do you want to get balloons? Then he wanted to go to Walgreens to get, I think, a card or something. And then he decided to take a nap in the Walgreens parking lot that was like 4 minutes away from our house because he was like, I'm just too tired to drive home. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because now I had all these presents I wanted to go home and wrap. And then we came home and my dad was like, we have to go in through the side door instead of the garage door. And I was like, okay. So I didn't process that anything weird was happening. But then I went and opened the door, and then inside was all of my friends and a surprise party that Aspen had thrown for me that was a Broadway-themed party, and there was a red carpet on the floor, and all my friends were dressed in Broadway character costumes.
Which, quick side note, Pumpkin peed on the red carpet later.
Yeah, he did. I had heard of surprise parties before, but I had never in a million years seen like something that would happen to me, and so it was just like the most shocking surprise. I just would have never ever expected that to happen. And we played all these Broadway games and Aspen made these Broadway cupcakes, and like I said, I was really in a Broadway phase. And we watched, what movie did we
Annie.
watch? Oh yeah, we watched Annie. It was just so fun. And then on our birthday, we went to Chuck E. Cheese with my grandparents and my cousin. It was really fun, and we won a lot of tickets. And then my parents surprised us with tickets to go see the national tour of Wicked. So we got to go to that on the night of our birthday, and we had been really, really wanting to see that. So that was amazing. And then the next day, we went to Heritage Square, which was the most fun amusement park ever in Colorado, but they closed.
Which is so sad because it was really the most fun place in the whole state.
Yeah, but that's where we went the next day, and
our grandparents went on a zip line.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
It was that, just like all of those things, that really long story. It was just, nothing can ever beat that birthday. It was so fun.
Yeah. So speaking of surprise parties, you had no idea that that was happening, which I was really thought that you would find out because, well, our grandma kind of accidentally said something about a bunch of kids coming to sleep over. And so then I was like, well, surely she's going to find out. And one of Ashley's best friends, every time she would come to our house for like 2 months, would just need to talk to me in private about all of these things about the party. So I was like, surely Ashley must know that this is happening. But she had no idea, which was crazy. But then a couple years later, she decided to plan a surprise party for me, which was so super nice. But this same friend,
who we love very much,
yes, was invited to my surprise party too. And she said something about RSVPing to the party in front of me and Ashley, which I kind of had a suspicion that Ashley wanted to plan a surprise party for me anyway.
Because you kept asking me to.
No, what? When did I?
Not asking me to, but I kept saying that I wanted to do a surprise party for you, and you were like, yeah, you should throw me a 50s surprise party.
Really?
You said that because I was going to do it for her 13th birthday, but you've said it so many times that I was like, well, I can't because she's going to know.
Oh my gosh, I'm such a brat. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't in like a bratty way. I can't believe you don't remember
It
that.
couldn't have been for her 13th birthday because the reason I was like so into the 50s was because when Grease Live came out, and that was when we were 13.
Really?
Huh. But anyway, that doesn't matter too much. So I kind of had a suspicion, so I didn't really react or anything and just kind of pretended I didn't hear, but Ashley like freaked out because I think we were maybe
the garage sale.
Yeah, the neighborhood garage sale. So we were at her house or somebody else's house, and Ashley freaked out and ran back to her house and ran into her room like screaming, crying that it was ruined. So then I was pretty sure that I knew what was going on.
Well, I think I was just a little bit caught off guard and also like not intelligent enough to try to cover it up.
Yeah,
like, it would have been really easy for me to just be like, oh, I don't know what she was talking about. She must have been talking to the wrong person.
I think it was just like your sudden reaction.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up being really surprised because I thought this was happening and I wanted to protect the surprise for Ashley, so I was trying really hard to act like I didn't know what was going on. So I was in this show. It was a children's theater performance. Like, we would go around toward all of these different parks and perform for kids. So the performances were in the mornings. And so I came home one day. My mom picked me up. Obviously, I couldn't drive. I walked in the door and there's pizza in the oven. And she was like, your best friends are coming over for pizza for lunch. So can you just go downstairs and get some napkins because they're going to be over in a few minutes? So I was starting to walk downstairs. And I saw in the reflection of this picture on the wall in the staircase, I saw some party decorations, and I assumed Ashley was hiding them down there because she was getting ready for her surprise party that she was throwing for me. And so I was like, oh no, I'm going to ruin the surprise. I can't go down there. So I walked back upstairs and I was like, Mom, I don't think I should go down there right now. And then she was like, no, did you go all the way downstairs? So then I went back, and then everyone was there for the surprise party. That's why the decorations were out. So I was like a total idiot. But it was really fun because I was obsessed with the 50s because of Grease. And so we went roller skating, which it was a few months after I had gotten my back surgery. And so I was terrified of falling, so I would not let go of the wall.
But I wouldn't either, and I didn't have back surgery.
But I still had a lot of fun, and then we went to this 50s diner and got milkshakes.
I should throw you another surprise party. Maybe that's what I'll do for our 21st birthday. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Okay.
Erase it from your mind.
I kind of wanted to throw you a surprise party this year, but I didn't really know who to invite.
I know, that's kind of the problem. Also, when would we have time for that?
Right.
Like, I think, no offense, but I think I would be kind of stressed out.
Well, no, I meant on your birthday.
Oh, gotcha.
Because Ashley's working on her birthday, so when she got home. But I'm planning stuff to do that you don't know what it is. So
I know.
It'll be kind of like a
We're
surprise
planning
party.
stuff on Friday that you don't know what
I know.
is.
Do you like surprises?
Yes. Do you?
Yeah.
Good surprises, not like stressful surprises.
Yeah. Well, surprises stress me out. Like the surprise party when I kind of know because I don't know how I'm going to react and it just like stresses me out about how to react. So also really surprising presents. Like last year, Ashley got me tickets to Disneyland for my birthday. I would never even imagine that she would get me something that amazing. I mean, all of the presents that she gets me are amazing, but I just mean like extravagant.
And your reaction was like, oh, we're going to Disneyland.
But she had so many conversations with my mom about her birthday present for me. And then she kept saying, well, there's something really fun that I really want to do, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it work. And then I
always spoil the surprises. Like, why couldn't I just keep my mouth shut?
But then I knew that whatever her really exciting thing was that she was doing it, and then it was like this whole scavenger hunt, and it was all Disney themed. I was like, there's no way that's what it is, but what if it is? And so then it was Disneyland, obviously. And I just was like, I don't know how to react, because I feel like if you react too surprised, then it's like Monica and her surprise party on Friends when she was drunk. But if you don't react excited enough, then they think you're disappointed.
Well, I know that you have that surprise problem. So it's kind of funny because no offense, but I was a little bit disappointed with your reaction.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
It was the most fun day ever.
It was really fun. Like when we did it and when it was leading up to it and you were really excited, then I was like, okay, I had it set up so she would like open this box and then a balloon would float out that said we're going to Disneyland.
Well, I think your reaction affected mine a little bit too because the balloon didn't float out. So then I didn't know what it was. And then you were like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
I know, I just always ruin the surprises. I am not still disappointed, don't worry.
That's good.
It was just like for a moment, because I was so excited for her to open it. But it's okay. I understand your stress, so I don't blame you.
Okay, so this year I'm gonna way overreact. If you wrap up a ponytail for me that's covered in hair, I'm gonna be like, oh, this was what I always wanted!
Well, you be prepared, because the presents I got you are so stupid.
Oh boy. We can have a competition because we'll have to share what we got each other on the next episode.
We could just say, because we'll already know by the time they listen to this.
Yeah, okay, guess. What do you think I got you?
I think you got me candy. I think you got me all Red's dots. I think you got me a picture of a baby, because I really want a baby.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you this because I thought about going back to the party store and doing it, but
Okay.
I just don't have time, so I'm not going to. My dad and I went to Party City the other day, and they had this mini It's a Girl piñata. I really wanted to get it and wrap it up for you because the number one thing on her birthday list is a real baby.
Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but I just have really bad baby fever, and I just love babies, and I want one. But not like really, but like really.
Yeah.
You know? What's the number one thing on your birthday list this year?
Gas money, stage bucks donations. I really want to do one of those cook a meal things for the Ronald McDonald House. Watermelon, lifetime supply of watermelon.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay, what else do we have to talk about?
I know we talked about on another episode how it stinks because we always want it to be each other's birthday and never our own. But do you think either now or when you were younger, you ever just wished you had your own birthday so that it wasn't like celebrate both of us, or never thought that?
Not really. I think maybe when we were younger, sometimes like I think there was one year where we really wanted our own birthday parties. Sometimes I wish that we had separate birthdays because I stress a lot about like planning your birthday, and so then sometimes I feel like for both of us, we are spending so much time like trying to prepare for the other one's birthday that we don't have a lot of time to celebrate our birthday. But at the same time, I feel like if I wasn't spending so long planning for your birthday, then I would just be sad.
I was going to say it's a good distraction that I can just pretend it's not my birthday.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy my birthday,
Yeah.
because I enjoy planning things for you.
I mean, I like my birthday. I don't mean to sound like such a negative Nelly, but
You don't anticipate what you're going to get. You just
Yeah.
anticipate what you're going to do for
like
the
I
other
much
person.
more enjoy your birthday. Like I guess I'm more sad that I don't have more time to do stuff for your birthday. Maybe that's why you should have twins. Then you learn how to share, because then you care more about each other's birthday than your own.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just us because we're weird and don't like our birthdays. And
Yeah.
we're obsessed about getting each other fun presents.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know either. I wonder if that's a thing that a lot of people do. I think, not to brag, but I think we're generally pretty good gift givers, but I also feel like we very much overthink it, and we are never the kind of people that just get someone one present.
Us overthinkers?
No,
What?
never. If you don't know us, that was sarcastic.
Yeah, that was very
We're
sarcastic.
big overthinkers.
We overthink everything.
Overthink is our middle names.
Yeah.
Both of ours, and we don't like that when twins have the same middle name, so that's how much of overthinkers we are.
Yeah, we can't help it. All right, well, speaking of overthinking, we've got lots of other things to go overthink, so
Yeah, we better be done.
But we will update you from the future when we record our next episode and we actually are 20 on how being full-blown adults feels.
And what we got each other.
Yeah.
We got more stupid junk.
Yeah.
Have a happy our birthday.
Yeah, happy our birthday to you. Celebrate by sharing our podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Love you all. See you in the future.
Bye.